Up, down, left, right, G-H, sir.
Here comes the countdown.
All right, Jeff, you have 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, hands up. I've been watching way too many cooking shows. Sorry.
Yes, MasterChef.
Yeah, but MasterChef Australia.
Okay, because of the new MasterChef, or is it New Hell's Kitchen? I can't. One of them started this week.
Yeah, I can't stand the American version because they're just bickering and it's usual American crap. And even the Canadians are kind of bad at that. But the Australians actually cheer and support each other, and like
that's boring. Nobody wants to watch that.
There's no like.
Nobody wants to watch that training. See, it's all backwards because they're on the bottom side of the earth. Anyway, Good evening, everyone. What an exciting episode 58 we have for you this evening. We'll talk a little bit about our special guests that we have waiting in the green room. Trina, did you make sure that they had the appropriate amount of green M&Ms?
Yes.
Green Kool-Aid?
They are all set to go.
They are all set to go? Perfect.
They've been drinking the Kool-Aid.
They've been drinking the Kool-Aid. Excellent. Hopefully it is not Jonestown flavored. All right.
Hold on. I'm going to say hi to folks in the chat.
Yes, let's say hello to people in chat before we get into our super secret guests for this week.
Right. So we have Francois. Bonjour, Francois. We have Frank S., who I'm still waiting to hear back from regarding the computers. Yes. We have Rudy's Retro Intel. Oh my God, he's not actually working.
I don't believe it. It's not actually.
I know, right?
It's an AI.
Scarlet the Four-Eyed Cuda. Eric's Edge from the campground. Apparently, he's at a fiber festival. So
festival?
Yeah, it's a knitting thingy. But initially I asked. I was thinking it was sponsored by All Brand.
I was thinking, is it like a bowel movement festival? That seems weird.
You can just see rows upon endless rows of porta potties.
Yeah.
We also have Thomas Armstrong from Odin, BC. How's the weather in BC tonight, Thomas? And we got Jack, 68K. And Curtis Boyle. I totally skipped over Curtis Boyle. I am so sorry, Curtis. I got to be nice because Curtis is going to have me as well as a few other guests. He's just trying to iron out the details with the other guests. We're going to be on an episode of the Coco Nation, which streams for like 8 hours every Sunday or Saturday. So basically Dave's stream, but they don't repair anything.
Right.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
And there's less sleeping.
And yes, less. But yeah, we're going to be, he wants to have myself on because I attended the World of Retro Computing last year. Unfortunately, due to work circumstances and finances, I won't be able to attend this year. But there's always next year. So, and in fact, the funny part was I actually received an email this week from the organizer of it because he apparently was informed I bought 5 tables worth of stuff. And he's like, you need tables to sell the stuff that you bought last year? I'm like, well, pretty much sold out of that stuff.
It's pretty much all gone. I don't know what I won't be bringing anything.
I have a box behind me of miscellaneous stuff, which actually came in handy because I needed this adapter doodle. So regular size DIN to mini DIN for a board I was working on.
So it's AT keyboard to PS2 keyboard, Trina.
Yeah. Or DIN to mini DIN as we refer to it in our A+ certification book. It was called DIN to mini DIN.
9.
Yeah.
That is not correct. Gulag. 2 weeks.
Let me see. I'm building a QE for Source Linux.
He's building
every time I see QEMU, I just think QEMM for DOS. So
no, QEMU.
What are we all doing tonight? I'm sitting here looking as pretty as ever, and Ryan's sitting over there looking as handsome as ever.
I'm wearing my Spork shirt.
Oh, and you also got a haircut, I see.
I did, and a real job. I'm wearing my Spork shirt, half
Spock and half
Picard. Or not Picard. Kirk, thank you.
Kirk, yeah.
But yes, we have a fantastic show for you guys this evening. Very excited. We have our guest is patiently waiting in the green room for the big reveal. We don't want to let them out too quickly, but I figured because this week has been such a fantastic week of crossovers. I don't know if any of you have recently rewatched the Flintstones meet the Jetsons or Scooby-Doo meets other Hanna-Barbera characters that I can't remember what the crossover was, but it's one, the Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew, all the Archie comic crossovers.
Taylor and Amy and Veronica Explain.
Taylor and Amy and Veronica
Which was
Explains.
this week. If you're not subscribed to the Taylor and Amy show, I recommend you go do that. They had the Veronica Explain join them for this.
Very exciting, and she has a Coco 3 or Coco 2. I can't remember.
It's a Coco 2.
Coco 2.
She got a Coco 2.
So I guess what can we say about our guests that doesn't actually, out them too quickly?
Well, they are known within the retro community.
They are.
Which that still leaves the door wide open for people who are known in the retro community. They have a huge tech background.
They do. They also dabble in other things outside of tech. They have other hobbies.
Of course.
I believe they may also possibly own a Commodore phone.
Yes.
Like the two of us.
Yes.
So I guess,
this person is actually bigger than was.
Yeah,
Scarlett.
bigger than was.
Than was.
In personality and in fame, not in size, because was, like myself, is a large fellow.
Is he a large? I've never actually seen him in person, so I don't know.
Rudy, any news on the SE30? Rudy, you have to watch the show to find out. This is how you hook them, training. You keep them so they get the watch hours on.
There was actually, speaking of an SE30, somebody locally here that I have mixed feelings on them.
Is it tin? It's tin.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. They are selling a SE30 without the motherboard for $120 Canadian. I just went,
wow.
Yeah, Eric sent me the link.
Trina sent me one of those for like what, $20?
Well, I sent you the classic, is what I sent you. Just the empty case for but it was just the monitor. That's all that was in it.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, I don't know if I told you, they've got back to me. Work perfectly.
Yeah, you were telling me a while ago. So glad to hear that. Oh, hey, CDI.
Welcome.
And we also have Starbuck Tech has joined us.
Yep, and I think that's everybody. So we got 13 people watching. So I guess we can only drag out the talking about our. We almost to the 8-minute mark here, talking about our super secret guest. So without further ado, I guess we'll say the man, the mystery, the enigma.
Go ahead. Bring them on.
You do it. Click the button.
I was busy doing the drum roll.
Hello.
Ta-da!
Hello.
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 Can you hear me? I've been calling you guys on my Commodore phone for weeks now.
Listen, we told you.
I get your assistance.
Yeah, exactly. We told you should be in the show live. You can't just call it in.
Well, this thing doesn't do VoIP?
It does. You just got to get the dongle. You don't have the right dongle. I'll send you a dongle.
It's not dongling anything. I'm dangling.
It's all
Bluetooth.
the dongle.
It's Bluetooth.
Of course it's Bluetooth. It's wireless.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, Frank has finally decided after 2 months of hard labor in the gulags of upstate New York, he decided to finally join us.
Well, it's hard to get in and out of Russia these days.
It is.
It's extremely difficult.
It's amazing that you actually call northern New York State Russia, because
Well, absolutely. There's a lot of similarities.
It's cold in the winter.
Actually,
a lot of taxation.
I just thought of this.
Yes.
So the last Retro Repair roundup that we did was also featured a returning host.
Yes, it did.
We could have mentioned as well.
Yeah.
With Rudy being on the show that night.
That is
true. That's correct. And Frank was supposed to be on that show too, but he didn't show up.
Which Frank?
Which Frank? Because not our Frank. He doesn't.
Oh, I'm thinking. Yeah, wasn't the? Wait, no, that was Joe's stream where he showed all the things he was selling.
Oh yeah, I asked Sloopy to fill in.
Yeah, Sloopy didn't make it either.
Yeah.
No, Sloopy was there.
He was there first, I think.
Yeah,
he must have left.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he went first,
He-
and then he said, "I gotta go." So
That's what it
he
was.
took
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
Anyway, Frank is back.
Yeah,
welcome back,
Frank's
Frank.
back.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome
Now-
to Old World Tech Friday.
Now, Frank, because you've been gone so long, let me explain something. It's not COMPTOR. It's COMPTER.
Well, you're just lucky I'm on the right day because I kept thinking it was Old World Tech Wednesdays for the longest time. I'm not sure what's
Well, no
going
wonder
on.
you were
I'd
sitting there
log
by yourself.
in, I'd sit here by myself, and I'd wait. Nobody.
Justin to be off streaming about something he bought on eBay that he regrets.
That's right. That's right.
And yeah,
Oh, hey, Gut Bomb.
and Gut Bomb's here.
Yeah, Gut
So
Bomb. I
we-
spilt the beans this morning on the voice chat.
So
So
over the last couple of weeks, obviously, some people have been in, some people have been out.
Mhm.
It's a very hectic time of the year for a lot of us. So it was nice to get the band back together. It's been probably 2
Yeah.
months since we've had everybody.
And in
Yeah, 'cause
fact, if my
Usually it
stomach
was
wouldn't have
Trina
been,
was off, then we
Yep.
were on.
And then we were on, and then there was a
yeah.
couple of times where I was on by myself with like
Yeah.
Ron pretending to
Ron,
be you,
Joe,
and Gut Bomb or
yeah.
Joe pretending to be Trina.
yeah. In fact, I wouldn't have been here tonight if my stomach would have cooperated earlier.
So you should have went to the Fiber Festival with Eric.
Yeah, you should have
Yeah, I
went
know,
to
You'll
the
be
right?
fine.
Yeah.
You need to be regular.
No, I don't
You
know
want
what
those
it was.
trains
I had
running-
lunch and then my stomach got wonky and
What's your problem? Don't eat.
Well, a lot of it's this weather too. It's so back and forth. It's cold,
Oh,
and
I
it's
know.
hot, and it's
I
cold.
know.
Yeah,
and
it
it's
was
hot.
I'm
yesterday
sweating
morning. It
again
was
today.
like 8 degrees
Chilly.
Celsius.
What
Morning.
were you
I put
were?
a jacket
Yeah,
on.
it was like 8 degrees Celsius, but then by like 10 o'clock it was 26.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like,
Same
Well,
here.
what world do I
that's
live
like-
in?
Yep.
It was 16 yesterday morning,
Well,
and by noon it was like 23,
No.
24.
Trina's only about 3 hours from me.
Yep.
But our leaves have started changing and falling already
Really?
on the trees.
No, not here.
Not
yes.
here.
Yes,
We're
my
still-
yard
we're
is full of leaves already. The trees have already started changing
Wow.
orange.
Are you sure that's
and
just not
yellow and
dollar
started
bills
falling
that
down.
have followed you home?
That could be.
Maybe
I should
maybe
double
the
check.
Maybe they're
Maybe
$100 Canadian bills, because if you know, $100 Canadian bills are brown.
No wonder the
Right.
gardener was so excited to trim the hedges.
right.
Oh my gosh.
Ah.
My goodness.
Or maybe it's just indicative your trees are following the changing climate of your political.
No, I
Not
think
in New
they're-
York.
No, I think they're changing to the possible sunset on the United States empire.
Well, they're talking about snow possibly here in October. So the
What?
weather's been crazy this year.
Well,
yeah.
see, here's the thing. You can have it. We have a hurricane currently just about to bear down on us.
I am a Mamas and the Papas fan.
Yeah, no,
Scarlet before
I
Coulda
totally
says
got
all the trees are brown
all the
and the skies are
trees
gray. There.
brown, and
See,
the
I prefer
skies are
the
gray.
I went for a
Benny
walk.
Benassi California remix
Oh goodness.
of that song. But yes,
The
we actually have a
Did
hurricane.
the California Raisins ever cover that?
They
I don't
definitely
know,
Anybody
I miss
remembers
the
the California
I do.
Raisins?
I remember that when I was a kid.
But yeah, we have a hurricane on the way here. It's supposed
Uh-oh.
to graze us on Monday evening, so that should be fun.
That's
Nobody-
not the one that's hit our. It can't be the one that's already hit Nova Scotia because that's already
No.
come and gone.
No, it's a new one coming.
Is it?
It's also going to hit Nova Scotia.
Is it? How bad? What are they? What are they
It's just
calling it?
grazing along the side. So we'll, apparently, just
Oh,
either
yeah.
some a lot of wind or a lot of rain or both.
Yeah, probably a little bit of both.
Anyway,
Because I was in Halifax for when Hurricane 1 actually touched down in Halifax.
yes.
And I remember waking up in a panic because I went to bed. We had power and it wasn't that bad. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, because I was using an alarm clock back then, not my phone.
A what?
I know, right? And because I had to work. in
Okay,
the morning.
Grandma, time to get you back to the home.
And I woke up in a panic and I'm like, what time is it? So I looked at my watch that I was wearing at the time because people wore watches back then. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm late for work. And then I found out like the bridges were closed.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the extent
I
of
was
the damage.
I was deploying when Hurricane oh God, what hurricane? It was either Sandy or one of the other ones. When they hit 2009, whatever hurricane hit us in 2009, I was deploying a brand new network for a dental office that we did work for. I remember myself, my business partner looked out the window at one point. The hurricane was in full bore. We were like, well, we'll get these machines deployed and hopefully the power doesn't go out and we don't lose any of them. And I remember we looked out the window. They had like a big glass window in the waiting area. and across the street was just like a vacant lot with trees, like forest. And I remember we could see trees that were bending and coming back, bending and coming back. And at one point they bent and they didn't come back. And I looked at John. I was like, "It's probably time to go." And on the way home, we were dodging trees. It was we were driving and they were falling on the road. It was just like we were being chased by a T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
And hi to Garth.
Oh yes, Garth. Hello.
Hey, Garth.
But yeah, so what else is new in all your worlds? Frank, what are you able to tell us where you've been? What kind of secret missions you've been working on? I know that you work closely with the Department of Homeland Security and the CIA, so you can't really discuss your quote-unquote contract work.
But you can talk about some of your vintage computer projects that you've been working on.
That is true.
Yes.
And in fact, why don't we make you big to talk about that?
So, I have been working on some random stuff here.
Ooh, excuse me.
I've been digging up some old Novell NetWare stuff for a project I want to work on. I've got some old versions. This is 3.21. I've got NetWare client for DOS and Windows version 1.2. So I've got some older stuff. I got some NetWare 2.
In case you didn't know, Frank is actually going to open a high school computer lab.
That's right.
From 1993.
Exactly.
I remember
NetWare, like CDI says that. NetWare is for lovers.
Stop fighting me. I'm clicking.
But yeah, Novell NetWare was huge. You know, even in the early 2000s, I can remember being a student teacher at the Votech school, and this was around 2003. We still use Novell NetWare for all the school districts.
He's a certified Novell engineer.
Yep. I think I knew that.
And also, Eric's Edge says 2.14 or go home.
What,
now,
go home?
2.14 is what all these binders are for.
No, it's
3.14.
Yep. 2.14 is this one, this binder set right here. So I'm going to be setting up a forest and a tree and the whole 9 yards.
Nice.
And
so what are you actually going to run that on?
Group wise.
You
can run it pretty much anything. I virtualized it the last time I ran it, and it actually ran pretty well. But just for shits and giggles, I was looking for an old HP or compact server from the time that I was going to put it on to kind of mimic what we used to do. Because we ran NetWare, we ran Border Manager, we ran GroupWise. So we didn't really they had an introware for like an intranet, and we didn't really use it much, but we did use Border Manager, we used GroupWise, and we used NetWare. And then on all the client machines, we actually used a program in the schools called Deep Freeze that essentially would reset the computer.
I remember Deep Freeze.
You know, back to the settings that you had it set to when you restarted.
We used to use it at the library that I worked at.
Yep.
We were looking at using it at the school to reset the computer lab that I'm subcontracted to. But
that's exactly what we used it for.
Yeah,
in the schools.
So at the end of the day, like any students would download anything, we just wipe it. But it just never went anywhere. So
I remember the days when people didn't understand how viruses worked and like, oh my god, you can't use a thumb drive anymore. No floppy disks. You can't take it home anymore. You'll bring a virus. The whole school.
I was lucky that I graduated before you guys were out of kindergarten, so we didn't have to worry about that because we didn't know anything about viruses back then.
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is how IT worked, especially in schools when there wasn't a lot of money in the school district and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know of a few different school districts that I had done work in where their network administrator was a former custodian or like a director of maintenance.
Yep.
And then they just sent them to a couple classes and, hey, we need you to figure out how to do this.
Yep.
So it's kind of funny how things worked back then. And then later on, so like early 2000s, they switched to school districts used, at least in Pennsylvania, they used intermediate units is what they called them. But it was kind of like shared resources, like different districts paid in to like a shared resource. And then they had tech people that would go to the different districts, but they were all paid by all the districts.
Right.
So they would administer the servers and run updates on Novell and stuff like that. So yeah, it's crazy.
Eric's Edge said, I wrote a virus for a university for a paper.
No kidding. That's awesome.
If I could read the comment, I'd be happy. Apparently, reading is not my strong suit
it's
tonight.
crazy. I mean, I doubt that there's any school districts that use GroupWise now, but at the time, Microsoft licensing was so astronomically expensive that a lot of districts couldn't afford it. So Novell was a cheaper alternative, to accomplish a similar goal.
But also the overhead for running server.
Yes.
You remember running actual server, OS or even NT was quite a much higher level of resource requirement. So it was very expensive.
But even in 2014, I worked for a large pharmaceutical company that was still using Lotus Notes for email. They had Domino.
I still know of a business that's still using Domino.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's crazy how some of the remnants are still there in some ways, Domino server.
We were still installing Lotus Notes on laptops at the hospital where I was working. So,
listen, there are people who will tell you that 123 is still the best spreadsheet program. They don't realize they're wrong.
Now that being said, when I was leaving, there were several departments that had changed over to another, had gone off Lotus Notes.
Yeah.
So it's in the process of being phased out. But it's the reason that they were still using it is because they had some large databases, I think it was, in the back end of them.
Yep.
And there's companies that can come in and migrate it over. But they charge by the size of the database, and these ones were astronomically huge, and so they wanted a gazillion and $1.
I did a large contract for the Department of Energy. Had been toward the end of 2014, and they used GroupWise still.
Curtis is saying we have GroupWise at work for some years.
Yeah.
So, it's and that's I'm in the education department or in the education industry. Corel was still king. It's within the last decade that I pulled the last person from Corel use. Right, we had a secretary who lived, breathed, and died Corel, and it was only in the last probably 7 or 8 years that we moved her from WordPerfect to Office. And we actually had to do a two-way stop because we moved it from WordPerfect to OpenOffice and then OpenOffice to Office. Because at the time, WordPerfect files could only be opened in OpenOffice because Microsoft didn't even care to try to open it.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
But my ex-father-in-law used to use.
I remember Eudora Mail.
Used to use that WordPerfect. And he would go. Every time I'd go over, my ex-wife got so mad at me because every time I'd go over, he'd go, come into my office, I got a computer question. And every time I went over, an hour later, we'd come out of the room because all these questions about Corel Suite. And I'm just like, I don't know the answer.
Yeah, the big thing for Corel that people lived and breathed and died on were called reveal codes. You could have a document, you could turn on the reveal codes, and you could see where your formatting issues were, and you could just fix them.
That's what he liked the most.
And there are people who would literally die on that mountain just to keep those reveal codes.
There was another program that I used, MindJet Mind Manager. I don't know if they're still around or not.
What did it do?
MindJet Mind Manager. It was for flow charting and planning.
That's funny, Curtis. Yeah, I saw that WordStar was released again.
WordStar.
Yeah.
What? Because WordStar, I remember using WordStar on DOS.
Well, it is. It's released for free for DOS now. You can actually go get it.
No. But is it coming up for
No, it's released
Linux
for they released the source code for.
Oh wow!
For the DOS version of the early Windows version.
Yeah.
WordPerfect. Yeah, Eric remembers it.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
That's what came on when I bought a Windows 98 HP back in the day, and that's what came on. It was WordPerfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the longest time, Excel was okay.
Yeah.
It did. That was sort of the big first thing that Microsoft pushed was Excel because
I remember doing my resume in WordPerfect.
Yep, on the blue screen. With
No,
white
this was in Win98 days, so
What
they
did I
got
grab the other
white
day?
screens and stuff.
So yeah, it was.
But yeah, I remember using WordStar back in the DOS days. Good
Yeah.
God, but never doing anything with it past
Microsoft Office.
Microsoft Office Standard for the Macintosh.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Version 4.21 for the Mac and Power Mac.
What?
Jeez.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
So
what
this-
OS does it require?
Yeah, so I was gonna say this one was. There you go.
Must be
System 7
9.
or later. So a 68030 or a 68040 is
Okay.
recommended.
Jeez.
8 megs of RAM if you want to run 2 programs, but 16 is recommended. 17 megabytes. What does Office take up now? Good God.
I
17
I
megabytes.
think it's like 34 megabytes now.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we
At
funny.
least
We talked about this the other day. It's amazing how, for as big as Microsoft Office is and feature rich, it doesn't take up as much space if you compare it
No.
to anything from Adobe. Acrobat takes up more space
Oh yeah.
than Office does. Why? Anyway,
I installed. Speaking of that, I had to install Adobe Reader on a client's laptop because I got the menu.
only way she do.
Oh! Speaking of which, so I did that order from Mantronic, and I ordered it Tuesday because she came by with the cash on Tuesday for me, and I went and put it in my bank account. Actually, I met her at the front door. I'm like, let's walk and talk because I'm going to the bank right now. It's just up the road, and I got this Lenovo ThinkPad.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice
And the
little
best part is, like you were telling me, with experience that you've
I
had.
gotta have you send me their thing. I don't get the emails anymore. I did get emails before.
For what?
Mantronic.
Oh. Yeah, I just messaged Leon and tell her,
Yeah.
or Leanne, and tell her you're not getting email. She'll add you to the list.
But yeah, so I got that. But
Well,
it's the
JC,
same-
you weren't 3 days late, so
yeah. It's the same thing as what you're telling me. I booted it up.
Yeah.
Windows came up on that one.
Yeah.
That was the one that we were trying to figure out how to get past the stupid
Right.
network thing.
awesome. And that's for
Yeah.
that client you were talking about, right?
Yep, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. So one thing I am selling her though is this.
Oh, an optical drive. Nice.
Because she still burns music CDs for her friends.
Nice.
And I'm like, so
points.
yeah, it's 2024 and they don't come with them.
Right.
So I just was like, okay, I got like what, three of them up there, and then that one. But this one only requires one USB port, and there's only 2 USB ports on it. So I'm like,
Perfect.
But we also found out she gave me her model of her printer, and it's old enough that there's no Windows 11 drivers for it.
Time for a new printer.
Well, I told her, I said, before you go buy a new one, plug it in and see if Windows printer
Yeah,
drivers
it
will
might
just
pick it up
in.
as a generic.
Yeah,
something,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Officially on the Canon site, it says but so I told, because she connects it through USB as well, because there's no
Right.
Wi-Fi on it. I looked at a picture of it before I called her back, and I'm like, okay, there's no Wi-Fi on this. So, and I confirmed with her she's connecting it through a USB cable. So I said, just plug it in. It should pick it up and go. With a
Funny.
pencil
Frank.
and paper. Yes, Frank, guess what? That was my first word processor as well.
I think everybody's first word processor is a paper and pencil.
And I remember in junior high, we used to get, I don't know if they still have them in school, but it was legal size paper, and it opened up, and that's what you wrote your exams on.
We have depending on the class. Back in the day, we would have what they called exam booklets, which was just blank paper for writing exams, but it was in a booklet form. So it was probably like 5 pages in almost like a little
This was
notebook.
like so just imagine this is the paper, and then you open it up, you have 2 sheets, and then you had a back.
Yeah.
And then you just went and grabbed more.
Right. And but now a lot of the exams are they're bespoke. So whatever the teacher thinks they're going to need for the student for the exam, they include in the exam. So if they need space, if they need extra paper, which is all included in the one exam booklet.
Yeah, we just would have a table set up in
Yeah,
the front.
like CDI said, blue books. That was a common thing for exams. They were just as generic, like at least in Newfoundland, they were just a generic, like smaller, what we would call a scribbler, a
Mm.
I'm guessing
smaller
that was
exercise book.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
pre-Scantron.
Yeah. But even like with the Scantron, you still need long answer questions. You can't Scantron, so
Was it
Sorry,
it post ditto?
I'm loving Frank. So he said he initially started by saying his first word processor was a pencil and paper.
Yeah.
And then he said actually the pencil was charcoal and the paper was a wall in a cave.
fair enough. And I'm guessing he drew nice pictures of animals and
Yes,
scenes
and
of hunting.
hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. So, what shall we talk about tonight? I mean, we've kind of rambled a little bit, and it's been 30 minutes. But is there anything anybody wants to discuss?
Well, usually
Me.
the mystery guests used to do this funny thing called This Week in Tech History.
Yeah, but we already looped over and we were repeating all the tech history.
Correct.
It had already happened.
Oh, had it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'd gone one full year.
We were the dog chasing its tail and we caught it.
Oh, speaking of dog, by the way, if Justin D. Morgan is watching, here's something you'll never get for your Mad Dog build. Ha ha ha.
Let's talk about the stuff that Frank sent me, says Joe's Computer Museum.
Yes. Joe,
Okay, what
do
did
you
you
want to
send
join
Frank?
to show the stuff that you got?
Well, hold on.
I will send the link.
Why did you become single?
I didn't touch it.
I touched it because I thought he was going to show us something.
Oh, but I can hold on. Let me show what Frank sent me while we're waiting. So I got a mystery or a care package from Frank as well.
Wait, this is the body
Rudy,
parts?
are you not working
Maybe not.
like today?
So I got this, the USS Enterprise NCC 1701 lanyard, woot, with the little.
I can guarantee you, I've never seen anybody in Star Trek wearing a lanyard.
Yeah, no, right.
That's because they keep it in their pocket.
It's on the lower deck, right?
I also
Right.
got this really funky Quinn.
Nope, Frank S. I remember.
This
I gotta send
funky
you.
smelling Quinn toolkit. So it's from Harbor Freight, but it smells really weird. And apparently,
Hobo Freight.
Everything from Harbor Freight smells weird.
yeah. The one thing. So I went to use it yesterday.
Just saying.
Where did I? Oh.
So to put context with this, Trina wanted this toolkit from Harbor Freight to compare it to the iFixit toolkit
Correct.
to
see the similarities for the price
Yes,
point
because apparently it's the iFixit Chinese clone.
equivalent. Yes.
So the one thing there's a couple things I don't like about it, and I'm going to talk about what I don't like about it.
Is this the clone or the original?
Yeah, this is the clone. The original is over there on my workbench. So with the original, like the actual iFixit, you can magnetize, like put that and it will stick. It doesn't. Also,
Trina, you grew up through the 90s. You got to lick it before you stick it.
True story.
Also, they're not magnetic.
Oh, like
yeah, like the tips are not magnetic.
interesting.
Yeah, I
Well, that's
make
poo.
Make them magnetic.
Yeah, you could
I'm
do
gonna
that.
have to, yeah.
But that's still poo that doesn't come that way.
But yeah, beyond the smell and the lack of magnetism, I haven't really used it because I went to put back together an
I would lose all the
iMac last
pieces.
night.
Being
Actually,
not
surprisingly
magnetic.
enough,
I have
fall-
this kit.
They'd fall out of this driver onto the floor, and I'd be like, "Screw it."
I have this kit from Princess Auto.
Oh yeah, is it similar?
It's
here's
for a little
here's
travel
the
Oh, there you go.
This is
That's
the
pretty
actual
handy.
iFixit kit.
Okay.
And if you notice, all the bits now you
I
can
like how
see
they're
there's one
slanted.
missing, but one bit is in the screwdriver. But I have all the bits
Hey, Kate.
still in the kit. So
also Green Giant.
speaking of what Frank sent me, tiny people or little people.
Little people.
Why did you send her little people?
She asked me to send her body parts.
Yeah.
So I sent bodies
That's
in parts.
weird.
And then also, I'm waiting for a client to pay me, and then I'm gonna go because this is USB-C. So I
Nice.
need to go buy a. Well, I've been wanting to buy a hub, so I'm gonna find a hub, hopefully
Gotcha.
locally that I can.
Clone the thingy.
Well, that, and I also want to see if I can get both USB-C and USB on it.
Yes, multi.
So yeah, multi.
Multi-sync.
Yeah.
Multi-pass. Anyway, this is the kit that I got at Princess Auto. It's a little travel kit. It's
so what did the
dual-sided.
colors signify?
The different bit types.
I got it.
It slides out. It rotates. It's got a little spot to put your screws if you
nice.
need a spot to sort them.
Yeah.
So it's got
well, at least 3 type of screws. If you have 4, you're fucked because it's only got 3 compartments.
yeah, it's fine. It's got all your Torx, all your Phillips, as well as Allen, and Flathead.
You got Allen Touring?
Allen.
I like that.
Also, let me show. So the case is similar material as well to the iFixit kit.
Right.
But I think I have a toolkit finish. Oops. I have this one. I have this one. I have this one, and I have one in the bedroom.
No, Trina. You know what that is? It's because you have cats. How many are missing bits?
Actually, none of them are.
They're missing bites.
I'm missing
bullshit.
1 screwdriver out of all those kits.
I call bullshit.
All the bits are in there.
Lies.
The bits and bobs.
AI.
It's a hologram.
It's all AI.
It's a hologram.
The reason I bought this kit was because I needed in the MacBook, the batteries in some of the MacBook
the
Pros
tri-ways.
Yeah.
had those weird funky things. So this had it. This was my original. This was my original kit, which is missing a screwdriver, because I didn't have any screwdrivers to work on Mac laptops. And then I bought this one because I lost that other one. And speaking of screwing in every room of the house, I have started an.
See, didn't meet the YouTube.
I have started an OnlyFans page. And it's not going to be a dirty OnlyFans page. Well, I might show dirty computers. But it's going to literally be, it's literally going to be tech stuff. I've called it Trina's Technobabble. So.
Lies. So yes, what else has everybody gotten? I haven't gotten anything new this week, I don't think.
That's all I got. I got the laptop and then I got that. So really funny
Frank, you have
side.
something?
Yeah, so we were talking about topics and
toppings like on a pizza.
No, topics.
I also got, this is the drive that we were talking about.
Yes. Oh yes.
Yeah.
So we were talking about topics, and it reminded me of the thing that you sent earlier about the red box.
Yes.
So, for those of you, I'm sure everybody's heard by now that obviously Redbox went under. They were using monies taken out of employee paychecks to pay for health insurance premiums and 401k deposits and spending them as they were short on money, and that was their option for that.
Yeah.
So anyway, Redbox has filed for bankruptcy and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of Redbox machines over the last few months that obviously do not work anymore. People are not filling those because those people don't receive paychecks and
of course,
machines are non-functional, all that. So there's a lot of them in the area still deployed at stores. So I stopped at one of the Dollar Generals locals here and I asked them, "Hey, what are you doing with that Redbox machine?" "Well, we put tickets in for the last 3 months now and no response, no nothing." They were trying to figure out how to get rid of them. So I was like, well, I would be interested in taking said Redbox machine to see if I could repurpose it into something else. They say, "Hey, if you got a dolly, come and grab it." So
what?
So they're giving me the Redbox machine, and they said that they have the ones at the other stores. They had a district manager that's supposed to reach out to me about taking them at the other stores too, because they want them off the property, like they want them gone.
Holy shit!
Well, they're probably causing more problems because there are people that will go up to them, no, it won't work.
Yeah,
they'll bother
and people
employees.
are going inside complaining, "Hey, this machine doesn't work," because not everybody knows.
Yeah. So what are you going to do with them?
Well, once I get it open, I want to see about repurposing the screen. So, like, if I can figure out the screen and how it's hooked up, and obviously it's some type of computer inside, but at least it's a touch screen, so that's a cool place to start.
And it's an industrial touch screen.
Yeah. Ryan had suggested repainting it and rebadging it for Blockbuster, and
There's an
people,
idea. I
and
like
sell
that
them and
idea.
sell them to people
Yeah.
for their man caves
yeah.
or women
So
caves.
I think it'd just be cool. I've never seen the inside of one. There are a few YouTube videos out there of people refilling them, so you can kind of see what they look like inside.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be cool to find a way to repurpose it to do
Yeah,
something, anything, even if it's gutting it because the carousel doesn't work or whatever.
Well, the other side
There's
of
got
it
to be
is,
some
Frank,
neat
I'd
you
also
way
could
to
be
use it.
I'd
you
also
could
be
sell
interested.
stuff.
I'd be
Sorry,
interested in what the computer is inside, or if
Me
it's
too.
all, or
Is
if
it all
it's
built in the screen?
like, I know
Sure, I
as an
don't know.
example. I know as an example the self checkouts at Loblaws, which is a grocery chain here.
Superstore.
It's iPads. That's all they are is iPads.
Yeah.
So it might just be like that. The touchscreen might be like an iPad or something.
I think it's probably more like an ATM where they're an industrial machine built into the back of the screen.
Yeah, maybe.
But like I suggested, you could use them as vending machines if you really wanted to.
Sure.
You could
Right.
package things in DVD cases or in
Ooh,
and
that'd
then
be
whatever
cool.
you don't have to put a DVD in a DVD case. You could put anything in a DVD case.
Yeah, Gut Bomb's
Right.
probably right. It's going to be some really cheap community PC hardware.
Maybe if they were making them themselves, maybe if they were paying like a
company.
What's the one that does the gas pumps? Vanderhoot or Van?
Oh, yeah.
Like if they were paying one of them to build them, they're going to be some industrial computer bolted inside, like an ATM.
I still be interested. Just even if it's a.
I'm just interested to see what it looks like. What's all inside?
All I'm going to say is you need to send one to Action Retro.
Yeah.
So
he's
he
not
can,
too awful far from me.
You can.
You can load it up in that new Jeep. You could drive it.
That's true. So Starbuck had said, do the stores send them a Redbox could be legal Israel? Well, the stores were actually suing them for money because Redbox was supposed to pay them a percentage of revenue plus electric usage and whatnot. So this company doesn't exist.
In the case of I think in the case of it would be like if a tenant left stuff in an apartment and left.
It's abandoned.
It's kind of what they've done.
Yeah.
Right. So it's up to the landlord to liquidate said asset.
And these stores don't want these eyesores. I mean, because they're pretty good size because they have the machine itself, the big display thingy on the top, plus that side that shows you like all the previews of the movie things, the cover art and whatnot.
Yeah, it's gonna be some Wintel. It's probably running Windows.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
100%.
But by the way, how can the stores be making money off of rental revenues if the machines they said they've been putting in tickets for 3 months not working, so they're clearly not making any money that way.
No, but it's still powered on, still plugged in, so they're losing money.
Still plugged in. Because all the ones that are outside of physical stores are hardwired, so you'll see when people hardwire the hot tub, you got the little sub panel outside. So it's got a piece of flexible conduit that goes to a little sub panel outside. The store said, hey, bring a trailer, come by, take it out. They don't want it.
You might want to consult an electrician on taking that apart.
But it's okay.
I'm good.
Frank plays one on television.
That's right. I stayed at Holiday Inn Express last night.
Yeah, exactly.
So
okay.
So
right.
I
just don't want to be like
go take it.
I don't want to be the next whatever the hell this damn show's called. All I can think of is Retro Repair Roundup. I don't want to have our next episode be a memorial to Frank.
Oh no!
I was trying to disconnect the electricity. And
you pulled a Frank Grimes.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't have to read the sign because I'm Homer Simpson.
So at some point, I'm gonna try and get the machine itself in here. Not with the extra crap, but like the machine itself is almost a ATM machine, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Get the machine itself in here because they're really not that big. The machine.
You should be doing a video on it because that's very
well. That's what I was gonna say. I've never seen any videos of people like dissecting them or showing what actually is inside, other than stocking the movies.
So honestly, what I'd say, Frank, is start with. Like do some shots of here it is at the store.
Yeah,
we're going to disconnect it. Obviously, don't show the address or anything.
Sure.
Just for legality reasons.
Yep.
And then show like you taking it apart and like some easy clips of that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then,
So I mean, that's going to be something forthcoming at some point here in the near future.
and if you
hopefully
need,
you don't
need
end up like Rich Rebuilds, or I think it was Rich Rebuilds, or was it one of the other car people who bought the scrap Domino's car and then got sued by Domino's.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, Redbox doesn't exist anymore, so I really don't care.
But what's interesting? Did you watch the bankruptcy video that I sent you about them?
No,
Like they were founded by McDonald's.
Yes, originally, yeah.
Really?
Well, they were one of the major shareholders.
Yeah, McDonald's was looking at ways of automating systems in the late 90s, and so they created Redbox automated systems. And Redbox automated systems help, like the kiosks that you use at McDonald's now are direct lineage from a Redbox rental.
Now, Redbox parent company, like Redbox that went
is the chicken noodle
soup,
for the noodle
for the soul.
Yeah.
Oh my
they
God.
bought them out in 2014, I think, or 2015.
Yep. But the company was just hemorrhaging money.
Well, they did a Bob Saget movie special.
Oh no!
Apparently, it only made $3,500 at the box office.
Oh, the video.
Yeah, the movie or the whatever it was. It was one of the last things Bob Saget did before he died.
Jeez.
Like a documentary type idea?
No, it's a movie. It's
okay.
Just, he was the director. Is it called Awake? Bob Saget. Redbox movie. Benjamin.
Yeah, the funny part is, with the talk of McDonald's, all I want is... Yeah, I'm having hot flashes. It's called Stupidly Hot. Despite the fact I only have this Mac Mini running and the little box underneath it, it is
correct, Joe.
Stupidly hot.
Correct. Actually, Trina, I'm surprised you're not here this evening because, Shania Twain is playing tonight in St. John's. And I sent that description that my friend Jerry...
Yeah, I know. I thought that was...
I saw that and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
And the best part was, it's like I didn't understand the Trina reference in it, but
yeah, you read the very bottom. It's Trina. That's just like that's a stereotypical like Bay name here for a woman who's like very excited to see Shania Twain. It's like
right.
So
Red Bull, a couple of tall
boys of Bud
Light, pack of smokes, and off you go.
Yeah, pack of smokes, and you're wearing your sequins flip flops and your black dress and your cowboy hat.
The only issue is I only have 2 dresses. They're both Star Trek.
Gutbomb's not impressed, but that doesn't impress him much anyway. So.
Right. And now, for some reason, all this talk about McDonald's, all I want is a Big Mac.
I can go for some nugs.
There you go.
So yeah, Frank, what else do you got? You got anything else new coming?
Trying to think. I got some of this netwear stuff.
Yeah.
What else came? Oh, I don't know if I showed it last time or not.
Did you get a Mackie in the mail? Everybody seems to have got Mackies in the mail this week.
No, I did not.
Yeah, Kate sent out a thing a while ago, and I told Kate a while ago, I'm like, I got 3.
I've got none of any kind. No Mackies of any kind.
I have 2 Mackies, and I have a...
Yes.
You have no Mac...
None.
Wait, this is an injustice case.
No,
an injustice.
No, because she sends out a message on her Patreon saying, if you want one, let me know. So if he doesn't let her know, because
Frank, do you want
I don't ever go on Patreon. I just pay the bill.
Do you want a Mackie? A compact. Careful! If you show it for too long, that's how you summon Chris.
This is a Prolina 575. I wanted a Pentium 75 machine to mess around with for quite a while now, because I used to have a P75 years back, and I had found a really good deal on this one, and this one was pretty clean. So I picked it up, and I plan on doing something with it.
I have the tower version of that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It currently, it's funny, it has SCSI.
Really?
It came with a factory SCSI card from, like, Compaq, and has a SCSI hard drive in it. It's an Adaptec SCSI card, but it's got, like, a Compaq sticker over the Adaptec name.
That's pretty funny.
And, it's got a, I want to say it's a Western Digital SCSI drive. It's all about the Pentiums, baby. true. It is all about the Pentiums.
Where is... Speaking of compact computers...
But that's because we're all white and nerdy.
Let me see if I can find where I post that today. Wow.
Anyway. I don't think I have anything new to show. I got a new hat, but I showed this off last week.
Oh,
new hat.
Hang on, I got a message.
What do you all got quiet for? We're on a live stream. Stop doing work.
Because I'm trying not to join the voice chat, and I joined the voice chat by mistake because I'm trying to get a link in my doodle.
Are you clicking buttons?
I'm clicking things by mistake.
Stop clicking things.
Let me show. I want to share this. Speaking of contacts.
Oh, what are you showing?
I found this on Facebook Marketplace.
Yes, new hat is just like old hat. Is best hat.
Put on head, wear like hat.
We have two hat options. One is hat, one is not hat.
Let me see here. Boom, boom, boom. I showed this off in the voice chat today, but here is a laptop for $8,000.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. It's a wee bit pricey.
I think they made like $8.
Yeah. And look at the condition of the back. Here, I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah.
I can't see if I open it.
There's so much human schmoo on that. Look at all that schmoo.
Oh, I know. I mean, the front. The front looks okay on it, but yeah.
Gutbomb says so. It's about 8,000 Canadian, so about $60 American.
So Gutbomb, send me $60 American, and I'll go buy it for you.
So I mailed Trina stuff this week. I mailed Joe stuff this week, and Joe had said he got the 2 boxes that I sent him. I sent him a BBC Micro.
BBC One.
As that was on one of his wish lists, as well
BBC
as
2.
a Apple Scribe printer.
All right, nice. Rudy, have a good night.
In the
original
box. Of course, I didn't ship it in the original box. I put the original box in another box and shipped
a box in a box.
As one does.
Boxception, as it
exactly.
is.
Or do what I do. Like when I sent Ryan the keyboard that was in the box, I just wrapped it in brown paper because
and then the box came and it was beat to shit. It's good times.
I can only do that with a Model F. Yeah.
Actually, if you did that with a Model F, there would be no wrapping paper left. The Model F would have just punch a hole through the box, and it would just be you would just get a naked Model F delivered.
The letters on the keyboard were rearranged to the shipping label.
Yeah,
and it would still make it. I shipped some stuff to Rudy this week. I shipped some stuff to Ron, and Ron said he got his today.
He did.
And then I shipped Eric Helgeson some stuff too.
And you shipped me stuff?
And
he already said that.
Right.
But you know who you didn't ship anything to?
You and Frank S. You're both still on my list.
Who's clicking stuff? It sounds like somebody's
I
screaming.
think that's me.
Oh, you're playing with your...
Two.
So I was thinking you've got your keychains made, and they're great. But what you need for the extermination business is the same motel key that I use. Because everybody knows motel keychains, Roach Motel, like...
I know. I think that's funny.
I'll send you the file.
Send me the thing because my mother-in-law had asked if they were just a Volkswagen keychain. And I said, no, they're for your club up there.
Yeah.
Because we got her that Volkswagen Beetle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can change it. Like, I just put the Volkswagen logo on it. I just did it in Tinkercad.
Yeah, but that's what she wants is the Volkswagen logo.
Right, but you can just take the rest of the words off and just leave the Volkswagen logo.
So JC's saying he needs a Commodore PSU shipped to him?
Yes, he really wants a replacement Commodore PSU.
That's been a project for, I don't know, about a
year now. Slightly over a year and a half.
I was going to say, JC, there's this funny website called eBay. Go buy one. They'll ship it.
You don't want to buy a used one.
No, you want a replacement.
You need
but you might be able to find the replacement on eBay.
Tindy is where I bought mine.
Yeah, but I have the guy's name and information that makes the one that I bought, and I can't remember. I got to find it. I'll find it and message it. I will find it and message it. Now, we made boards and had them made and everything for it. We just haven't put it together yet.
We just got to get a build of materials.
The build of materials, Yep. We have it in a spreadsheet. This is a replacement modern one. We have it in the spreadsheet, the bomb, but we need to actually put it into Mauser or DigiKey or somewhere.
Yeah, and then we have a 3D printed case that we can make.
Yep, got the 3D printed case, which has the translucent top with the chiclet That way it illuminates, because
Chicken
part of
lips,
the
yeah.
thing, the chicken lips, because part of the thing was I wanted it to have an LED on it so you knew it was on working.
Yeah. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, did we not put a switch on it as well? Or
Yes. Yeah.
Because that's one thing I hate about the Commodore. There's no switch on the power
One thing we
supply.
were looking to modify was making extra ports on it, so
Yes,
that
to have
it can
USB
power
charge.
a drive and a USB charge. And
Yeah.
whatnot.
I know a guy in Massachusetts that assembles things. Yeah.
Yes.
I know a guy too.
Yes.
What's your point?
By the
You wanna
way,
fight?
if JC, if you go to eBay and type in Commodore PSU, you will find they are selling replacement power supplies.
He knows. He just really wanted one of ours. This is the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we did have boards made and
Yes, which
and
I have somewhere
PCBs
here.
and stuff. Yes, I shipped Brian some.
Yeah.
He was going to build some up north.
Above, past the wall,
Yeah,
where the
wall.
wildlings live.
That's right.
Past the border.
Okay,
wall.
so I
Past
gotta
Castle Black.
I gotta do a little like PSA here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, anybody who hasn't seen the season finale of House of Dragons, just turn off your computer right now. I'll give you 5 seconds because I gotta vent a little bit.
I didn't watch the last one because I figured I would be extremely disappointed. And I'm like, screw it.
Okay,
I don't want to see it.
you've had your time to cancel or to pause or to not listen to me. What a weird last episode to end on. It just ended, and I was like, okay, is there next week? And I looked up. There's no next week.
No.
It's the weirdest. Like nothing's resolved. Anyway. It's very frustrating, and now I have to wait another 2 years before I get to see it again. Like,
it's not as good as it could have been.
Yeah.
All
anyway,
right.
Like the entire show.
So let me. I want to touch on.
There was so much.
It's also not a garbage show, Gutbomb. It's a great show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's better than Game of Thrones.
When is the next season of From? That's important.
They just finished because I have connections to people that work on.
That's why I'm asking.
Filming is done. So
Awesome.
I think it's going to start January. I want to say is the January release date. So it's a 5-minute walk from my house to the bar, but a 45-minute walk from the bar to my house. The difference is staggering.
Yeah.
Wow, is that from the dad joke calendar? I feel like that's something Gutbomb would say.
That's more sophisticated than the dad joke calendar.
So, should we talk about who's streaming this weekend?
Well, I've drank a big glass of water, so I'll be streaming shortly.
Yeah, I know. Same here. I've been like shaking my foot under the desk, going, okay. But so I see Eric's Edge is going to be streaming from the Fiber Festival tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Well, with a place like a Fiber Festival, I'm assuming they have good internet.
Yes.
Yeah, he was in voice chat with me the other day, and that's when I told him about the T-shirt. That he didn't need to worry about the T-shirt.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's the Retro Repair Roundup at 8 p.m. Eastern Sunday with Amiga Bill. I haven't got there, Joe. Jeez. Go.
Trina, what's the holdup? Come on now.
I know. Also,
today, Junior, let's go.
Coco Nation streams at 2 p.m. Eastern. I don't know about Big Bad Biologist.
I haven't seen anything from John. But...
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from John yet, so he might post either tonight or tomorrow. We have Tech Ambrosia maybe tomorrow.
She's back doing videos because she had to redo her entire network storage. She had data loss.
But she was still doing live streams and she's doing videos.
Yeah.
So
John said he's not streaming this weekend.
Oh, okay. Oh, John's not streaming this weekend. Ooh. So
Trina swoops in and usurps his throne.
I have this card.
I think everybody had that card.
Yeah, probably.
It's a terrible card.
The issue is with it is that with the connector here, with the VGA connector plugged in and securely screwed to it, the slightest movement will cause the screen to change color.
How rude.
I did try taking it out and putting it back in, thought maybe it was just a loose connection on the board.
Can I make a suggestion to you, Trina?
Yeah.
You take it, you submerge it in some rubbing alcohol, you light the rubbing alcohol on fire, and you throw it out the window, and you go buy another one on eBay for $3.
Have you blown on it like a Nintendo cartridge?
either way, what I'm going to do with it, because it's a cheap card, I think tomorrow.
It's not a fine card, Gutbomb. Just because you have good memories of it doesn't make it a good card.
I am going to try. So
nostalgia doesn't equal good.
I was talking to the person I got the case from, and he said it sounds like it needs to be reflowed.
Oh, cool.
So Trina is going to learn how to reflow tomorrow.
If something deserves respect, then it doesn't actually need respect. It needs to earn respect.
RESPECT.
And finally, so I will be streaming tomorrow at 12 noon and replace a big bad biologist.
What are you streaming?
I'm going to be streaming the reflowing of this
card.
You
just gotcha.
Where were you too? You're literally just here.
Wait,
I'm just talking.
You can't just pop it in the microwave.
The solder must flow.
So since I got Steve since we have Steve in the chat,
Steve,
I would love to have. Honestly, I would love to have Steve join me. I'm going to get this set up now that I know John's not streaming. I'll get it set up after this one.
It's a trap.
But I would like to get Steve's. Honestly, I would like to get Steve's expertise on how to do this because I've never done it.
So. Get an axe.
But yeah, so I'm going to do that at 12 noon. So check out Trina's Technobabble. If you need, look at my new site. Oh, not newish, I guess. trinastech.com. It has a link to all my socials where you can find me. Never schedule me before 6 p.m. Okay. It's not Saturday morning. It's Saturday at noon. So that falls in the afternoon.
Well, you got to watch the Saturday morning cartoons.
Yes, if you're not sitting in front of a floor model television with a big bowl of cereal,
that's true.
Are you even living?
That's right.
And then also Dave of Dave's Vintage Apple Tech will be doing his usual Sunday stream starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. His 8-hour stream. So.
If the Lord wanted Steve to see a sunrise, he'd have put it smack in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Gutbomb. I ordered flux from Amazon before I did my first soldering stream. So I got flux. I got it all. We're good to go.
She's got the flux capacitor.
And thank you, Joe, for having my back. Noon is not morning. So.
But I agree with this lovely Adam Savage quote. So.
So, but yes, if Steve is awake.
Did you get Amtech? Not on Amazon.
No, I didn't get Amtech. I will.
Oh, speaking of which, I should probably see if I can get some Amtech delivered to the hotel while I'm in the United States.
Yes, there you go.
If not, don't worry, I've got you covered.
If you can get it delivered to the hotel, let me know, and I will get one from you. And you put it with the shirt.
Yes.
Oh, I would like to get it as well.
So I guess the other thing is VCF Midwest is coming up.
Nice.
I'm going. The other two are sooks to not going with me.
One of us is unemployed. So are you paying? Somebody pay for me. I'll gladly go.
That sounds like quitter talk. Listen, you got to be the what's the word I'm looking for? Conductor of your own destiny.
Yeah, well, listen, I've been fighting for my own destiny to find another job, and it's going nowhere.
But yeah, I'm. Come to VCF Midwest, and you'll get a sweaty hug from Steve. That is
nice.
Now, okay, hold on. Let me preface or get a better understanding of this. Are we talking about like a sweaty? I just lugged a pile of computers into VCF Midwest hug, or are we talking about like a
sauna
shirt off post mowing the lawn hug? Because there is a difference.
Okay, I want to get the picture of Steve hugging me post mowing the lawn with the shirt off. That's all I'm saying.
He says yes.
What?
Yes, no, Trina's definitely not the master of her domain.
I gotta run.
You gotta run.
You gotta run?
That's right.
Okay, well,
all right.
I think that's a good time
to
say
yes, we'll shut her down.
Everybody, we'll shut her down. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Do all the good stuff.
We tried to get the theme from Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend, but we would have got copyright.
Instead, we have Randy Newman singing that song from Toy Story.
Ba-dooba-da-ba-dooba-dooba.